is political development? The most important political development happened on Monday in this country, shutdown. And it has been talked about for 3 months, I don't know how long, in South Africa. So when it comes to an end and it's a flop, we are told we must not talk about it. It is a flop. It was a flop, Julius. Yes, and on, it was a flop. Our people did not come to the party for a shutdown. Maybe they would have come to the party for a peaceful march. Not shutdown. They didn't. Don't now try some philosophy that it was not a shutdown, it was a stay away. You did not call for a stay away. You called for a shutdown. Shutdown means means of economic sabotage. Guerrilla tactic, what happened in July? Ban there, mobilize people, stretch the police, bring chaos, bring the economy down. What is the reaction of the rent? The following day, I told you, the sun will rise from the east, and then it will dawn in the west. What is the state of the economy? Is exactly what you said, which we must attend to. The interest rates and all of those particular things. But the reaction of the markets and everybody else was superb because the country was defended. But we are pained by the fact that innocent people could have fallen into the trap, and some of them could be in jail, having a criminal record, and others slept without food yesterday because they could not commute to go to work because they were threatened. Don't say you did not see this thing when people get into stores, unarmed people who are running business, who were told by EFF members, full gear, close shop or you will know us. We've got them on social media. Today they want to be excessive. We're still reeling from the impact of that disaster of last year. If you define today who was fighting for what, somebody just arrived, ignited, put petrol, knowing very well that our people are unemployed and all of that, attacked the shops, and everyone attacked the shops, bakeries looted to the ground for days. People went without food in this country. You saw live visuals on TV when people were running with fridges. When soldiers arrived, everything was done. People had to be raided in their houses to bring back fridges. Others had to apologize to say, because we're unemployed, we had to do this. Because there was a passage for us to do this kind of things. Now, a responsible state cannot allow that recurrence, especially when you are forewarned. You've got to cover the bases and the entire country because you don't know where is it going to erupt. And then it was not just for talk, inflammatory speaking, to the point where in which it was pointed that these things would actually happen. There was nothing like peace that was being uttered. What do we have to do with peaceful demonstrations that happen every day? The DA the other day was marching to our headquarters. Our members through the Youth League came here. The DA marched against load shedding peacefully. Yeah, we reacted to the DA march, and then we said, you shouldn't do this thing of marching to headquarters of political parties. You know where is Megawatt Park. I was standing here. Today you are asking me why must I react to EFF? When they threatened worse than the DA to shut down your own country, you are asking me why, and you're reducing this thing to personality. The country and cripple the economy as a pretext to instigate insurrection and in essence undermine the ideals of the Human Rights Month. The so-called shutdown failed to materialize. because South Africans refuse to be co-opted into an anti-democracy agenda that sought to undermine the authority of the state and remove a democratically elected government through nefarious and undemocratic means. The manner in which South Africans strongly and successfully repelled desperate attempts by the EFF to paralyze our country and cripple the economy bears the hallmarks of active and patriotic citizenship. And this was across political divide, across all national groups in our country. There is no doubt that the manner in which the EFF's ill-fated so-called shutdown was organized and branded was an attempt to foment undemocratic politics. The ANC commends the active citizenship and patriotism of civil society, business community, and individual South Africans who were resolute in rejecting the EFF attempts to bully, coerce, and intimidate them. They firmly stood by the principles that are the cornerstone of our hard-won democracy. The ANC applauds the responsiveness of the state security machinery to their mandate to protect life and property. We have seen before that anarchic activities of this nature, what they have done to this country. We're still reeling from the effects. Here is a leader of a political party, calls a press conference and tells the whole country, I'm going to shut it down. Right in front of you. You write about it. You put it in the headlines. He gives us the date. It will happen, the shutdown, on the 20th of March. He goes about, he talks to the freight industry, he talks to the taxi people to shut down the economy as well. Nothing must move on that day. Now the state must hold its arms, the rule of law must be suspended. And then wait for the EFF to shut down the country, do exactly what happened in July last year. And then today South Africans ask a question, was it excessive? To protect the country and to maintain the rule of law and defend an ailing economy cannot be excessive. We are still reeling from the impact of that disaster of last year. If you define today who was fighting for what, somebody just arrived, ignited, put petrol, knowing very well that our people are unemployed and all of that, attacked the shops, and everyone attacked the shops, bakeries looted to the ground. For days, people went without food in this country. You saw live visuals on TV when people were running with fridges. When soldiers arrived, everything was done. People had to be raided in their houses to bring back fridges. Others had to apologize to say, because we're unemployed, we had to do this. Because there was a passage for us to do this kind of things. Now, a responsible state cannot allow that recurrence, especially when you are forward. You've got to cover the bases and the entire country, because you don't know where is it going to erupt. And then it was not just what talk, inflammatory speaking, to the point where in which it was pointed that these things would actually happen. There was nothing like peace that was being uttered. What we have to do with peaceful demonstrations that happened every day. The DA the other day was marching to our headquarters. our members through the Youth League came here. The DA marched against load shedding peacefully. Yeah, we reacted to the DA march, and then we said, you shouldn't do this thing of marching to headquarters of political parties. You know where is Megawatt Park. I was standing here. Today you are asking me why must I react to EFF? When they threatened worse than the DA to shut down your own country, you are asking me why, and you're reducing this thing to personality. I'm not a coward. I've never attacked Malema personally. Where did I do that? I've represented the position of the ANC that shutdowns are not a solution. And a political party that claims to be on the side of the poor, if you organize a shutdown, the people who will be at the receiving end are the hawkers, are the taxi people. And I ask the question, if you say you are on the side of the poor, do you know what it means for a taxi not to move for a day? Because that taxi is the taxi of the breadwinner. The hawker who's selling apples here, who did not work because he was frightened that these apples can be hijacked. That person went to bed without food yesterday. In an ailing economy where our people are trying to do something for their own livelihood. Who said